over 20 home runs in his rookie year as a shortstop, as a 21-year-old shortstop for the New York Yankees when everybody's hyping him up to be the next Derek Jeter. Anthony Volpe's playing great, and he's doing everything right this year. So I expect him to continue to play like a star this year. I predict Anthony Volpe will make the AL All-Star team this year. I think he'll be a top 5 shortstop. I think he'll join that conversation with the guys like Lindor, Corey Seager, Bo Bichetti, Trey Turner. I think Anthony Volpe joins that conversation this year. That's how good he's been playing. And from what we saw in Double-A out of him, he only had a few Triple-A games, so we really can't take away anything from Triple-A. So in the minors, he was great. We all know when he was with college in who did he play with in college? That Outlighters kid. He did great there too. Volpe's a good player. He's a very good player. I think he's not going to hit 400 all year, obviously, but maybe 300 plus. I mean, he's already got 3 stolen bases. The kid's got wheels. He's got pop. He's a great shortstop defensively. If Volpe plays like this all year, then you got 3 legitimate all-stars in that lineup with him, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge. And then Stanton, I mean, he's already striking out 15 times in just 8 games, but because he's only played in 8 games. So 15 times in 8 games, that's insane. But, I mean, nonetheless, he's hit 3 home runs already. He's got a 770 OPS. So, I mean, he's giving you hit or miss stuff. And that's what you kind of want Stanton to do at this point in his career. But Anthony Volpe, if he can step up and become an all-star in this lineup, I mean, you got 3 guys. And the Yankees, I've said it all year, I'm taking the Yankees to win the World Series. I'm very high on the Yankees this year. I mean, especially once Garrett Cole comes back. Rotation hasn't been too shabby. Who knows what's going to happen, even if Garrett Cole does come back or not. But people are saying he will. People are saying he won't. Who knows? Time will tell. But Anthony Volpe, something's changed with that swing, and the numbers are showing that something did change with that swing. 8-2, first in the AL East. A lot of it is also because of Juan Soto, the new guy. Juan Soto has been going off. He's been going off. And he looks like he's having fun. I mean, you had guys like Salicata saying, no, this guy's going to be a Met after this year. No, he's not. No, he's not. The Yankees didn't give up prospects to just get 1 year of Juan Soto. He's 25. Aaron Judge is not getting any younger. Garrett Cole is not getting any younger. They're going for it, not just this year, but for the next few. You have the best hitter in baseball in Aaron Judge. He's the best hitter in baseball. I don't care what anybody says. Now, yes, he's off to a slow start as well, but he's the best hitter in baseball. He's on another level. Last year was a down year for him. He had 37 home runs, north of 80 RBIs, over a 260 batting average. That's a down year. It's most years 37 home runs, 260 batting average. That's a career year for most guys. For Aaron Judge, it's a down year. It's insane. And that's after he stubbed his toe and missed all that time. Freak injury. It's not like he tore his ACL or something like that. It wasn't like a muscular injury. It was a bone. So Judge will be fine. And Juan Soto, I mean, he played in 162 games last year. 162. Every single game. Now, I'm not saying he's going to do that again this year, nor that he should, because I don't think it's necessarily smart when you got Judge, Stanton, Soto, Rizzo, Volpe, all those guys with that much pop. Give some of the power guys a day off here and there. You don't need to give both of them a day off, or 3 or 4 or 5, but every now and then you can give them a day off. It's not necessarily a bad thing, not in the middle of a hot streak, of course, but I'm not opposed to seeing guys take rest days. I thought Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo could have used some rest days in 2022. Because come the postseason, they look dead. So I'm all about rest days still. Juan Soto, though, he's a beast. He's coming back to the Yankees after this season, especially if they win a World Series. He looks like he's having the time of his life. He looks like he's loving it out there in the Bronx. I mean, home opener, he was like the Yankee chant that they do, the roll call, man. He was loving it. He was loving it. You could just tell it. But yeah, Juan Soto's off to a great start as expected. And then Aaron Judge, I think he'll get things going. He got that first home run out off the belt the other day. He's already got 2. But Stanton, 15 strikeouts in 8 games. That's not too good. He's also got 3 home runs though, and he's got a 770 OPS. So I really don't know, like, if he's gonna hit 25 plus home runs, he's a guy you want in the lineup. But if he's a guy who's gonna be striking out at this rate, do you want him in the lineup? Do you? I mean, if he's swinging for the fences every at bat, he's got to hit 25, 30 plus home runs this year. That's what I'll say about Stanton. But one guy who I always get on about since he left the Mets, Marcus Stroman, he's having a great year again. I mean, he got off to a hot start last year with the Cubs, so I'm not going to predict him to do this all season long. But, I mean, he did have a great year in 2021 with the New York Mets. He had like a 3.06 ERA. We've seen it before. When he was with the Blue Jays, he was an ace. I don't think he's going to be a Cy Young or a Cy Young candidate this year, but I think he's going to have like a sub 3.3 ERA, I'll say. And if he can make you 28 plus starts, I mean, the 28 plus starts now is the new 32 starts. Like I said before, even earlier in the show, 140 innings is the new 200 innings. But Stroman, I mean, so far, 2 stellar starts. He looks like he's loving it in New York too. I mean, that home opener, he was getting the crowd going. But, I mean, yeah, the Yankees kind of botched him a little bit on some errors. I mean, he could clean it up. His second start wasn't phenomenal, but it was good. And his first start was phenomenal. So Stroman, you got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. 10 Ks, 12 innings. We all know he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's not a power pitcher by any means. He's a ground ball pitcher. And so far, he's doing good. So far, he's doing good. But Carlos Rodon facing the Blue Jays tonight. So far, he's given up 3 earned runs across 9.2 innings. A lot of walks. 5 walks. And that's always been a problem with Rodon. I mean, you look at the history of his career when he's with the Giants. He was, even the 2 years, that 2 years run he had with the Giants where he had 2 sub-3 ERAs, he didn't pitch a lot of innings. He's never pitched over 116 innings in his entire career. So he's not a guy who's going to go out there and necessarily be an innings eater. But if he's going out here and walking guys left and right, that's not a good sign. It's not, especially what he did last year. Now, I think Rodon can turn it around, and I think he has to turn it around. I mean, the guy got $160 million. I mean, we're not, like, that's an ace contract. That's not a number 3, number 4 of the rotation contract. Carlos Rodon was brought to the New York Yankees to be the second ace with Garrett Cole. And Marcus Stroman was brought here to be that middle of the rotation guy. And Marcus Stroman is pitching like that second ace. It's only been 2 starts. But he was brought here to be a middle of the rotation guy. And he's the one who's putting up ace-like numbers. 2 starts only, yes. But still. Rodon, $160 million, brought here to be the second ace. So I don't want to, like, this is not $160 million stats. People always get on Lindor for his contract. I mean, and most of the time it is Yankees fans. I mean, Yankees fans, $160 million, 5 walks across not even 10 innings. I mean, I don't know. Rodon's got to have a good year. He has to have a good year. And I think he will. I do think he will. I mean, last year he didn't have a spring training. Last year he was hurt for the whole entire first half. So I think he will have a good year. I think he's got to have a good start. I think it's got to start tonight, though, against the Blue Jays, division rival. Get it done. And Nestor Cortez, if we're going to go over the whole entire rotation, we might as well hit him a little bit too. He's having a shaky start. But, I mean, his 2022 was fantastic. If you get that Nestor Cortez, this rotation is going to be amazing. But Yeah, his first 2 starts haven't been that well. He's got to step it up, obviously. But I think he could. I think he could. Let's see what we got in the comments. Yo, what's up, Yugi? How we doing? Yeah, Yankees off to a hot start, 8-2. I think they can continue it too. Like I said, from the beginning, from before the season in spring training, since they got Soto, I'm taking them to win the World Series. How could you not? How could you not? Soto, Judge, with the way Volpe's hitting so far. Before I wrap up on the Yankees, I'll put it up one more time. Anthony Volpe. I don't expect him, obviously, to hit 400 all year. But if he hits above 300, if he steals bases at the rate he's been stealing them so far, we all know he's a Gold Glove defender. They're going to be unstoppable. They're going to be unstoppable. I mean, do we remember 2022, even without Volpe and Soto? Do you remember that? If Volpe becomes an all-star, that's an off-season edition of an all-star, if you think about it. That's an off-season edition right there. Volpe becoming an all-star. Him changing the swing right there. That's an off-season edition. Last year, the guy hit 206. We all know he can do it. And he's doing